I always thought my life had a steady, familiar rhythm, not boring, just comfortably predictable. After 25 years of marriage, you fall into these quiet patterns. You know each other's routines, moods, little habits. For Kofi and me, it was small things: coffee together in the morning, a quick check-in call during lunch, dinner side by side, and a glass of wine after the evening news. It wasn't glamorous, but it felt like ours. A rhythm we'd grown into over decades. I believed it worked. I really did. With both our kids off at college, the house had gotten quieter, sometimes too quiet, but we managed to fill the silence. We leaned into old jokes, shared touches, the same stories repeated until they felt like ours again. I thought he understood me like no one else ever could. Maybe that's why I didn't realize how far I'd drifted until it was too late. One Thursday evening, we were curled up on the couch. The TV was on, but we'd muted it, like we often did. I was holding the remote, eyes on the screen, but not really watching. I remember gripping it a little too tightly. I could feel the words pressing against my chest, needing to come out. "Can I ask you something without you freaking out?" I said. He laughed. I think he thought it was one of my strange little questions. That's how I usually eased into heavier topics. He said, "Of course," with no suspicion, no fear. I gave a small, nervous laugh. "I mean, just hear me out, okay?" He nodded. No idea what was coming. I inhaled and blurted it. "What would you think about opening our marriage?" He blinked. He didn't get it at first. Laughed, expecting me to smirk. But I didn't. I couldn't. His expression shifted, slowly. "Wait, what do you mean by that?" I turned to him, arms crossed, trying to make myself feel protected. Like a hall pass. Or something we explore together. It doesn't have to be serious. Just something different. That word, explore, landed hard. I could see it in his eyes. "You're serious?" he asked. "I'm not saying we have to," I said quickly. "Just talk about it." His face tightened. "Where's this coming from?" I looked away, jaw clenched. "We've been together a long time. I love you. You know I do. But maybe we've gotten too used to each other." His jaw set. "You mean you're bored?" "That's not what I said." I snapped before I could stop myself. But I knew what it sounded like. I want to feel something different. Not instead of you. With you. I want to share something new, together." He didn't answer. Just stared blankly at the TV, the colors flickering on his face like shadows. That night, we lay in bed, not speaking. I fell asleep eventually, but I could tell he hadn't. The weight of my words lingered, hanging in the dark. Over the next few days, he never brought it up. I didn't either. I wasn't sure if I was waiting for him to laugh it off or for myself to take it back. But instead, I moved through the week like nothing had changed, even though everything had. Sunday morning, we were cleaning up after breakfast. The dishwasher clicked shut a little harder than usual. "You okay?" I asked. "No," he said flatly. I crossed my arms, leaning on the counter. "It's still bothering you." "Of course it is," he snapped. "You asked if we could sleep with other people. That's not something you drop and move on from." I sighed, bracing myself. It was just an idea. We don't have to make it into some huge thing. He stepped closer, frustration simmering just beneath his voice. "You suggested bringing strangers into our marriage after 25 years. That's not a small thing, Layla. That's everything." "You're being dramatic," I said, instantly regretting it. "No," he said, trying to stay measured. "I'm being real. You expect me to be okay with watching you be with someone else, or worse, pretending I'm excited about it." "That's not what I meant," I said, feeling myself shut down. "You said we could experience it together. What does that even mean?" I looked down. People do this. It's not the end of the world. For me, it is. We stood there, the distance between us suddenly unbearable. I think that's when he truly saw it, that something inside me had shifted. Or maybe it had been shifting for a long time and neither of us noticed. Over the next week, I could feel him watching me. I knew I was different. My phone buzzed more. I wore perfume again, put effort into errands. I smiled to myself. Not because I wanted to hurt him, but because something new felt exciting. One night, I fell asleep on the couch. My laptop was open beside me. I didn't realize the screen hadn't locked. When I woke up, he was gone and I knew he'd seen it. Private chats, anonymous profiles, forums, invitations. Then Saturday came. I got dressed in a red dress I hadn't worn in years. Did my hair, my makeup. I felt alive again. He saw me at the stairs. "Big night?" he asked. I smiled.
Yeah.
"There's a party tonight. Something different." His voice dropped. "What kind of party?" I met his eyes. "A swingers party." He stood still, quiet. "If you walk out that door tonight, we're done. No coming back." I paused, took a long look at him, then walked past him and left. At 1:42 a.m., I returned. The garage door creaked open. Keys hit the bowl. He didn't ask me anything. I didn't offer. I grabbed a water bottle, moved through the living room like I had just come home from the store. "You're still up?" I asked. No answer. He didn't even look at me. I waited, then sighed, tired, frustrated, like he was the one making things worse. And I walked to the bedroom. I thought he'd move on, that it would blow over. But that night, he must have gone through the photo gallery on his phone and found the video. I'd forgotten our cloud accounts were still synced. It was just a short clip, time-stamped from 2 hours earlier. A hotel room, red lighting, a wine bottle, my bracelet. He'd given it to me on our 15th anniversary. I'd asked one of the guys to record it. "I want to remember it," I had said, smiling into the camera. 3 men, shirtless, touching me. I let them. I kissed one, then another, whispered something that made the third grin and pull me close. I had looked radiant. I could see it in my own eyes. Not once did I look like someone who had a husband waiting at home. The next morning, I was pouring coffee in the kitchen, humming to myself. I saw him come in, eyes hollow, tired. I smiled. "Morning." I thought we could drive out later, grab lunch at the lake. He said nothing, just set his phone on the table. "Sit," he said. I did. The moment I saw the screen, I knew. The cloud, the sync, the file. He played the video in silence. I watched myself, saw what he saw. When it ended, he locked the screen and stared at me. I didn't know it would upload. I whispered. "I don't care," he said. "You still went. You still did it. And you smiled the whole time." I reached for his hand, eyes burning. "It was a mistake. I just wanted to feel something new. I never meant to hurt you." He stood. "You didn't make a mistake. You made a plan." I stood too, blocking his path. "Please don't do this. We have a family, a life." He didn't even look at me. "You ended that the moment you walked out." And just like that, he walked past me and didn't look back. That night, I didn't know where he'd gone. But my phone kept buzzing. I sent texts, voicemails. I begged. The one reply I got, "There's nothing left to talk about. I'll be filing in the morning." Then he blocked me. It was like he had been underwater for years, and now he was finally breathing again. The next day, I came home to see my things packed outside. Credit cards canceled. Locks changed. I didn't say a word, just gathered what I could and left. Weeks passed, then months. The house felt strange without him, emptier than I imagined. But when I looked back, I realized he'd been gone long before the night I stepped out that door. One afternoon, our old neighbor stopped by to talk to him while he was outside. "I should have said something earlier," I heard him say. I used to see Layla getting picked up a lot. Same car.
Same guy.
A couple times a week. Kofi just nodded. It wasn't just that night. It had been happening. I had been drifting. That party? It wasn't when I broke us. It was just when I stopped pretending. Now he sits on the porch sometimes, like we used to. Watches the sun go down. It used to be our porch, where we made plans, dreamed out loud. Now it's just him. And somehow, I think he's finally at peace.